If you have been called for an interview by Ptdf and you're going to be having your interview in the next couple of weeks and months, then this video is for you. I shared a video last week where I encouraged you to make sure that you make it to your interview, and I also addressed a particular statement that I got from someone going in for the interview as well. And I encourage you to ensure that you share with me what you want me to do to be able to help you. And I was able to get a couple of questions under last week's video. So I promised that I was going to come back with a new video if I get enough questions that I have not answered. And that's why I am making this video. By the way, only one person indicated that they wanted me to come on live. And so I thought that since the majority of you just dropped your question, it will just be okay for me to answer some of them on a subsequent video. One thing I did, however, was to make sure that I answered some of the basic questions that you asked. So you can do well to watch last week's video and read the comments so that you can get a hang of most of the questions that I answered directly under the video. But there are some few ones that I also want to bring on this video so that you will not miss it. I think they are more important, and I think that it will help you in the course of your interview. So do well to watch this video till the end. If you're new to this channel, you are absolutely welcome. Do well to subscribe and to turn on your notification bell so that you'll be the first to be notified whenever I put up a new video. And also do well to share my videos and engage with me. If you are returning and you have already subscribed, you are absolutely welcome. I appreciate you for always sticking with me and always watching my content. But if you are returning and you have not subscribed, please do well to subscribe and join the family. Having said all of this, let's delve into today's video as I answer more questions that will help you to prepare for your Ptdf interview. My name is Veronica and you're welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be addressing more of your questions that you sent to me. The first question I'll be addressing, and I got it sometime during the week, I'll be reading it. Someone said, "Hi Veronica, I watched your videos. Please, do you know anyone or people who got the Ptdf scholarship with a 2-1? It seems all I am seeing are people who made the first class." And honestly, I'm surprised that I'm still getting that question. It's similar to the person that reached out to me last week. And I've decided to break down the factors that Ptdf will be considering for the interview. So be rest assured that even if you do not have a first class, you are still eligible to get the scholarship. It's not about whether I know people, whether I do not know people, whether I had a first class. You don't have to be looking for people that had a first class so that it can encourage you or boost your morale to know that you will get the scholarship. All you have to do is to work on how to ace this interview, how to speak with confidence, how to comport yourself. That's what you're supposed to be particular about now. So I have broken down what the interview will be grading. Maybe this would allow you to not focus more on only your grade. Okay, so Ptdf will be grading you based on different factors. So assume that it's a point-based system. Let me show you how the interview might be graded, or the factors that the Ptdf will consider. And the very first one will be your knowledge and your comportment during the interview. How are you dressed? How are you looking? How are you addressing the panel? How are you answering the questions? That would, carry a major part of the mark. And let's just assume that it's an 100-mark quota system and give this part 20 marks. So when they ask you a question like, how will what you have studied impact the oil and gas industry? How will you answer that question? Have you thought about that? How would you say, I study finance and it's going to be beneficial in the oil and gas industry, and make it make sense to the panel? So that is one part of grading. Another part that the panel will consider, apart from your confidence, your knowledge, and how you comport yourself or answer the questions, will be your achievements. Apart from your grade, apart from all of your qualifications, what achievements have you made in your field? Or how have you used your course of study to benefit your immediate environment? What exceptional thing or impact have you made to the society? Let's give this category 20 marks. So for your achievements, you can turn it to be your how. How has your study, your previous study and achievements prepared you for the next course of action to study a master's degree? So this can generally be termed as your how. Now let's move on to the next category, and this would be your drive. What motivates you? What pushed you to have applied to this scholarship? And why do you want to get the scholarship? What will the Ptdf body be gaining by giving you this scholarship? Why do you want to do a master's degree? Why do you want to study further? Why do you want to research in this particular area. This is generally your why. Why would be your drive. Why are you doing what you're doing? Have you thought about how you would answer all of these questions just in case it is what is thrown at you? Because like I said, your conversation would vary. It would definitely be a different question per candidate. So everyone will not get the same questions. And I think that the way your conversation will go is based on how you gear it, it's based on how you drive it, it's based on how you answer your questions. So do well to answer your questions in simple terms and in ways that will not complicate things. So let's give your drive 20 marks as well. Can you see that having a first class is not even part of it at all? Like you already have 60 marks. Let's assume that the total mark is 100 marks. And based on how you tackle these questions, it has taken over half of the full marks. So let's move on to another part of the grading process, and that would be your expectations. When you get this master's degree, what do you want to do immediately for your immediate society or even in the country that you have studied? Let's tag this category to be your what. What will you be doing with this opportunity that we are giving to you? What if you get that kind of question during the interview? How will you tackle it? These are the things that you should be practicing and focusing on as you go for your interview. Let's give this category 15 marks. That is now 75 marks in total with 25 marks left. Let's go ahead to see what the remaining 25 marks will comprise of. Let's go to the category of your qualification. This is where you will be checked for your qualification. It might not necessarily be a question, so they might just say, do you have any qualification, or what's your qualification? Can you show us evidences? I'll address your evidences or certificates that you are to take along, because that's one of the questions as well that I got during the week. So show us evidences. Do you have a certificate? Do you have a BSc? Just tell us or walk us through what your qualifications are. So let's give this category 10 marks. That brings the total score to 85 marks. Note that the mark you will get for your qualification will be based on the level that you fall. So if you have a first class, you have a higher mark. If you have a second class, you have a lesser mark than a first class, but at least it's still going to be very close, because the total weight of that particular category is just 10 marks, right? If you have a first class, you most probably get the full marks. Second class will be closer to the full marks, but not the full marks. Then on and on like that. So can you see why having a 2-1 does not outrightly disqualify you? Because it's just a part of the other factors that will be considered. So how many marks do we have left? 15 marks. The next 10 marks would go to awards and prizes. So if you've gotten any award before, if you've been given a prize, best in this, best in that, or overall graduating student award for the, most this and that, any award or prizes that you've received, and this would be to a maximum of 4 awards. So, because there's a limit, it's just 10 marks. So let's move to the final 5 marks, and that will be your publications. Your publication will be like journals that you have presented or that you have published, or any form of publication, your book or journals or research papers that you have published. And this is a total of 5 marks. Okay, so there's a question around whether final year project, either as a master's student if you're applying for PhD, or as a BSc student if you're applying for master's, counts as a publication. And my own answer to that would be that if that is a consideration, then everyone that is applying has final year research. Of course, you can say that you graduated with a BSc and not have done a project at the end of your study year. Same with masters. So if you go ahead to publish that particular project or research, then it can be counted as a publication. So do well to know where you fall and make sure that you are taking everything relevant as you go for your interview. Finally, before I leave the grading or the factors that are considered, every state in the country must be represented. So if 100 people applies and your state of origin is not yet represented, no matter the mark you get, you might just be lucky to fall in that quota, because someone from the state must be represented. I hope you understand. So there's a quota for each state. Ptdf is particular about representing every state of the country. You remember that when you were applying, they collected your local government identification certificate. It shows what state you are from. So every state must be represented. Do not bother about whether you had a first class. Do not bother about your qualification, about your publication. You might just be lucky that you will be the best candidate in your state, and then you have to fill in the quota for that state. So do your best, like I always say, and leave the rest to God. Apart from all of these marks, there might be a different factor that will just bring you in to make the list. So do not fret and do not give up hope. Make sure that you prepare well for all of these things that I've mentioned. Probably you didn't see it in this slides before. Make sure that you try to answer as many questions as you can. Prepare well, build your confidence, dress well. I'll get to that as well in this video. Dress well, it won't cost you anything. and I wish you all the best. So let's move on to the few other questions that I think will help you before I round up with this video. The next question I want to tackle will be one that has been reoccurring. Most people came to me, I got DMs, I got emails, and I got comments under the last video that I posted where people said they only got the first email, which was just a general email to invite them to the interview, but they did not get a specific email with the specific date, time, and address or venue of the interview. From the response of people that have gone through that as well, the only way they were able to rectify that was to log into their portal and check that detail. So it's probably a glitch from Ptdf, because the second email that seemed to be the same with the first email should have been a new email telling you all of these details. But do not fret, just log into your Ptdf portal and get the details that you need: the date, the time, and the venue of the interview. And I wish you the very best. So yeah, I said I was going to address this as well when I was talking about how the interview is being graded. A couple of people reached out to me about the certificates, which one to take, if it's the original they should take, how many photocopies they'll be needing, or how many copies they should make. And what I would say is that as long as you have all your originals, why not take it? They are papers. It's not like it's blocks or bucket of water or heavy materials. They are papers. It's something that you can carry along. Take all your certificates, everything, especially the ones that you use to apply, your NYC certificate, your degree certificate, your transcript, everything. Take it along. And if you want to make photocopies, make between 1 to 3 photocopies of each of them. You don't have to do 10, you don't have to do 20. Someone reached out to me, I was asking that he has a project or maybe publication, I can't remember, of over 70 pages. Should he print out all the 70 pages? Take a look at it. This is not something that might even be asked for. So if you know that you have a summary of that project, it's fine that you can print out. Talk about the project, the motivation for that project, the objective, the aim of the project, the purpose, and the recommendation, right? It's just like a proposal. When you want to write a major project, you first do a proposal of 2 to 3 pages. Your proposal is okay for you. You don't have to print out the whole 70 pages. That's wastage. Okay. Also, concerning certificates, if you do not already have your transcript because it's still with your school, or you've not gotten your degree certificate, or due to one reason or another, you don't have your NYC certificate or whatever certificate it is that you use to apply, then I would say that if it comes up during the interview, then just mention your situation to them, or at least you can have maybe a soft copy on your phone, or have something of proof or evidence. For example, if you do not have your degree certificate as well, you can use your transcript instead and take it along. So look for an evidence or proof to show that you actually got that thing. If it is an award, you don't have the physical award, look for probably a certificate, or maybe where it was written that you had that award. Some people have this yearbook or end of the year book where the names of everyone from that set is written, and all the awards that they got, or the fact that they had a first class, is written in that book. You can just make a photocopy of that page or make a snapshot of that page. Just look for an evidence, but don't let it discourage you from not going for the interview. So I think that's enough said about your documents. Take all your documents, especially the originals. And if you want to make photocopies, take few copies. You don't have to do so many of them. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. The final question I'll be addressing will be your dress, your appearance. I've gotten a couple of questions about this. How should I dress? Should I dress corporate? Do they allow native wear? Should I wear suits? Should I wear a specific color? And I'm shocked. Like, who gave the rules about a specific color? Who mentioned that Ptdf interview, you must wear the specific color, or you must wear the specific clothes, or you are restricted? All I would say is that take your time to look official, well kept, neat, and dress as if you're going for a job interview, because it's actually an interview. If you would usually wear a suit to a job interview and that makes you look very official, then that's fine. But if you do not need a suit, you can wear a shirt as a guy, very neat shirt, iron shirt, trouser, and a tie if you do not want to wear a suit. But if you want to wear it, there is no restriction. Or make sure that you're looking well kept, neat, and very pleasant to look at. I said it in one of my previous videos. When I was going for my interview, I wore a camisole, a blazer, and an official bottom, and that was fine. Okay, as a lady as well, make sure that your hair is well kept and make sure that you look very good. Wear nice shoes, doesn't have to be heels. Wear flats if you're comfortable with it. Wear heels if you want to. Just make sure that you look very official, because it's an interview. But there is no rule, there is no specification. Do not wear native. That's just my advice. You wouldn't wear native to a job interview. You wouldn't, but don't wear native. Native is casual. Don't wear jeans. That's casual. Don't wear polo top. That's casual. Just wear something official. You can wear a gown as a lady. Just make sure that you look very neat and you look very presentable. I hope that answers your question. There is no color specification. Someone actually told me that she had. I don't know where you're hearing things from, but don't get confused. Don't get distracted. Focus on preparing for the interview better. In fact, don't let your dressing take so much of your time. That's just a tiny bit of your mark from what I mentioned. I think it will be in the knowledge aspect from the factors that I broke down, where I talked about your comportment, your presentation, how you look, right? So it's just a part of that section. Imagine how many marks will be allocated to that. So look well, look nice, and look presentable. And I wish you the best. So those are the questions that I feel that are very important for me to answer on the video. I have taken my time to answer some questions on the comment section. Also, all the DMs I received, I've responded to them, except the new ones that are just coming in. I have responded to all of my emails as well. So if you feel that you still need a clearer answer to any of the questions that I answered in the comment section or on this video, do well to reach out to me. I have all of my contact details in the description box below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It encourages me to continue. It encourages me to bring more videos to you. So please just go now and click on the subscription button and also click on the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever I put up new videos that would help you and benefit you. If you watch this end, I really appreciate you. And I sincerely wish you all of the very best as you go for the interview. Some of you are starting in the coming week. Some of you it will be the upper week. Whenever your interview is, do not forget, you got this. And I wish you all the very best. Just put into consideration everything I've said. Watch all of my previous Ptdf videos. And I'll be here to congratulate you when the list of selected scholars is out. All the best, guys.